Get ready, a brand new ghost story right from Milty's world.
You were going to talk about something paranormal?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I mean, so we touched on it one time, and I've always wanted to go down
Your
this.
penis is not paranormal.
We touched on that more than once. How dare you? I thought we had something. So we brought up one time that you and I were we were driving late night, and we saw something kind of run out in front of us on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely hit it.
Oh, yeah.
And, that is like something that I absolutely never forgot. It was on my road right down from my house. But I wanted to remind you, or maybe bring up perhaps some other stories from around that time period and see if they ring a bell, and we'll go down that hole.
Sure.
So, all right.
To describe that thing, all right, what movie was it that we used to watch where the shadows would run around and grab people? Was it They? Or was
They?
Yeah. That's what it reminded me of.
Which, by the way, I still maintain is one of the scariest movies ever made. It is an absolutely underrated horror movie. Wes Craven was a genius for it. It was so psychologically horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It did not get the praise that it deserved, and people should absolutely check it out retrospectively, and maybe it'll get a second run. Maybe it'll start getting pushed, and people will be like, "Oh man, it's top streaming." Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, for sure.
But okay, so you remember my childhood home? Small, it was very small, but you kind of remember the layout. You come in, and there was that long hallway, and to the right as you kind of came up into the hallway was it was at one point it was my brother's room, and at one point it was my room. We kind of got bored with our rooms, and we'd flip-flop, sibling stuff. But at the time, we were going to flip-flop rooms. So his room was right here, and I was going to be flip-flopping his room. And so he was going to stay with my grandparents in Tennessee. And down the hallway, all the way at the other end of the house, was the living room. You had to walk all the way down the hallway, past a bathroom, another bedroom, walk through the kitchen, living room, and then my parents' bedroom. So, it was just kind of it was mobile home kind of, layout, classic styles. You just stretched out. This pretty good setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fair. All right, I'm painting the picture. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one night, do you remember my dog, my dachshund Tori?
The one that was red?
It was not the red one. It was the black one.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so that was the red one's mom.
Oh, I do remember that one. That one was like, never let me touch it.
Yes. So she was always very protective of me. And one night, my brother was staying in Tennessee, and I was going to be taking his room and transferring it into my room. So, like I said, one night, I was sitting in the living room, and she just would not sit with me. She stared down the hallway at that room all night.
That's odd.
And it was quite odd. And I'm thinking to myself, my dog never just stares and won't sit with me. This is quite concerning. She always sits with me. She's was like a lap dog. Well, had to be right next to me. It's a dachshund. You know how little dogs are. But she would not come. She wanted to just stared. Like something was down there. Now I'm starting to think, well, is something down there? So I get up. I go check on her. Hey, come with me. Pick her up. Look down the hallway. I don't see anything. Bring her back to the couch. Sit her with me in the living room. She gets off the couch, goes back, stares down the hallway. That's when
I would have put her outside.
That's when I heard I heard the stereo come on in my brother's room. And I went, what?
I would have been like that.
What just happened? And I'm like, that's weird. So I just get up and just walk down the hallway, go in, and turn it off. And as soon as I hit the button, the stereo in the living room came on.
Do what?
And now I am incredibly freaked out. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Now, where am I supposed to go now? Nothing. It's an anticlimactic story. Completely, no ending. No ghost jumped out and got me. But I was incredibly freaked out. But that kind of stuff did happen to me a little bit. In that area where I grew up, there would be weird things that happened. I never told you that story?
No, dude.
That's crazy, because I feel like I would have told you that. Because, back then, we loved freaking each other out with a good, scary story late at night. And I definitely loved freaking you out before you had to drive home.
Yes, you did.
So, yeah. So I can't believe I never told you that. Well, how about this one?
Okay.
So, even earlier, this is probably one of my earliest memories. I would have been kindergarten age.
Okay.
Maybe a little older. I would say about 8. But that 8. Yeah, 8. Is that kindergarten age? What age is kindergarten?
Oh, dude, kindergarten's like 5 years old, 6.
All right, 8. All right, okay.
3rd grade's 8.
All right, I would say 7. I was about 2nd grade. Yeah, I was definitely not in 3rd grade.
Okay.
So, same room that the stereo came on. It was my room at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we flip-flop rooms all the time. Get bored. I was asleep one night, and I woke up, and I had an odd feeling.
Okay.
And I looked to my left, and there's a mirror on the dresser, and off to the side of the mirror, I see a kind of glow. And I just stare at it and think to myself, what could be causing that? Because that's not my nightlight. I don't know what could be causing that. What could be causing that? What is that light? I don't know what that is. I'm going to get up. So I get up out of my bed.
You do like the opposite thing that I would do every time.
So what would you do?
I would be like, I'm not moving. I'm not going to breathe. I'm going to try
I'm not going to stay in there.
I'm going to try to fall asleep.
I had to get out of there. I had to see if maybe somebody else had some answers. So I get up, I walk out of my room, start walking down the hallway, past the bathroom, past to where my brother's room is, and I say, all right, I just need to be with another human being. I don't care if it's my younger brother. I go into his room. I walk into my brother's room and I say, he's not in here. Well, where is he? So now I'm kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
So I turn back into the hallway. And when I do, I immediately freeze. Because that's when I see in front of me just a white figure with black eyes. I wasn't scared.
Okay.
It was not a menacing feeling or like danger or anything like that. Just white figure, indescript, black eyes, about my height, about the height of like a 7-year-old.
Yeah. You said black eyes, not black guys.
Black eyes, okay. Yes. And we lock eyes, and I realize that they have my favorite shirt on. And now I'm like, wait, what? Why do you have my shirt? And I reach my hand out, and from the ground up, they disintegrated and disappeared.
Was it like your shape?
It was my height and I would say shape-ish. I mean, like, it was very indescript, except the eyes, the bright glowingness of the body, and the shirt. And now I'm like, what? And I immediately run, and that's where I find my brother, who is asleep in my parents' room, and they send me back to my room. They're like, go back to bed.
It's too many. But dude, like, if it was shaped like you, right? Then maybe was it like actually you from another part of the multiverse?